A very cheerful good morning to all, respected CEO sir, teachers and my dear friends. Today we have selected a theme which is well related to the present scenario. World Zoonoses Day, which is observed every year on 6th July. Now we might wonder, why is this particular date chosen as World Zoonoses Day? It is because it was on this day in 1885 that Louis Pasteur successfully administered the first vaccine against rabies virus, a deadly zoonotic disease. Now these days, our scientists have been struggling a lot to find a vaccine against COVID-19, and it is time for all of us to stay together by taking all the precautions vigilantly and cautiously unless this virus has been eradicated from this whole world. Like a great philosopher once said, that the function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays. So now I invite Jeff to lead us with the school prayer.
School prayer. Father of all mercies, I offer you my studies and other duties. Bless our institution, our teachers and our students. May the school always be the home of truth, wisdom, faith and excellence, helping me to build the whole community. Inspire me to choose good and follow truth. Kindly lead and bless us all the way. Amen.
To survive in peace and harmony, united and strong, we must have one people, one flag and one nation. So, to lead us with the national pledge, I call upon Shiva.
National Pledge. India is my country and all Indians are my brothers and sisters. I love my country and I am proud of its rich and varied heritage. I shall strive to be worthy of it, and I shall respect my parents, teachers and all elders and treat everyone with courtesy. To my country and to my people I pledge my devotion. In their well-being and prosperity alone lies my happiness. Jai Hind.
The newspaper is the greatest treasure to the people than uncounted millions of coin. So now, to update us with the latest news, I call upon Kevin.
Good morning all, it's a fine weather today and I hope that everyone is staying safe in their homes. Now I'll be your host to update you guys with the latest news. The US President Donald Trump has used an Independence Day address to vow to defeat the radical left as protests sweep the country. A bomb explosion at a restaurant in the southern Somali town of Bardwa has killed 6 people, officials have told the BBC. Singapore's Trace Together tokens are the latest effort to tackle COVID-19 with tech, but they have also reignited a privacy debate. Indian officials are investigating 9 hospitals in the southern city of Bangalore amid allegations that a man died after being refused treatment at all of them, writes BBC Hindi's Imran Kurichy. Tennis superstar Roger Federer announced on Wednesday that he will stay off the court until 2021, followed by a 3rd surgical procedure on his knee. Lionel Messi is expected to leave Barcelona at the end of the next season, according to one report in Spain, with the club's all-time top scorer fed up with the lack of a winning project. Thank you all and stay safe.
Okay. A room without books is like a body without soul. So now I invite Anne for a book review.
Good morning, respected CEO sir, teachers and fellow students. Today I will be reviewing a book called Sadako and the 1,000 Paper Cranes. Sadako and the 1,000 Paper Cranes talks about the life of Sadako Sasaki, a 12-year-old who had been diagnosed with leukemia caused by the radiation emitted by the atomic bomb, also known as the little boy, dropped in Hiroshima. She had only been 2 years old when she was blown out of her home, and eventually was exposed to black rain as she and her mother fled from the site. She had managed to survive for 10 years and became a member of her school's relay team. She started seeing the symptoms and was admitted into hospital with the atom bomb disease, with only a year to live. Her father then introduces her to the legend of the cranes, in which if she folds 1,000 paper cranes, she will be granted one wish, and that wish was to live. She eventually succumbed to the disease on October 25, 1955, at the age of 12. The book says that she was only able to fold 644 cranes, while her friends and family completed the rest. However, family reports have said she exceeded the number and ended up folding 1,400 paper cranes. I think this was done because it's a children's book, and the thought of having your dreams snatched away from you at such a young age is horrifying. It's kind of like a fight you can never win, an inescapable death. They were able to scale down the tension with a small change in the story. However, the fact that Sadako died still remains the same. Although this book was short, it manages to bring you into the world that Sadako lived in and carefully illustrated what it was like to be in Hiroshima during that time. It takes you on a roller coaster as you start rooting for the girl, hoping that her wish would come true. I would definitely recommend this to everyone watching this right now. It's perfect for all ages and has a really good message on world peace. For the parents and teachers watching this right now, I highly recommend you to read this to your child, regardless of their age. The story captures everyone's hearts and is a great tool to educate on world peace. While the book does touch on some serious topics such as death and war, it manages to lighten up your heart with Sadako's courage and leaves you feeling giddy with hope. And to all fellow students, you have to read this book for the reasons mentioned before. However, if you want to read a realistic and more down-to-earth version, you can read the complete story of Sadako Sasaki and the 1,000 Paper Cranes, which is written by her brother. Overall, I would rate this book a solid 9 out of 10. Exceptions made for the fact they took out one of the most important details of the story. Thank you for listening and have a great day.
Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. So now I invite Harchandana for a speech, followed by a video on Zoonoses.
A very pleasant morning to all. Today I am going to speak on World Zoonoses Day. World Zoonoses Day is held every year on July 6th. The day commemorates July 6, 1885, when Louis Pasteur successfully administered the first vaccine against rabies virus, a zoonotic disease. The theme of today raises awareness for the risk of zoonotic diseases. Zoonotic diseases arise from harmful germs like viruses, bacterial parasites, and fungi. These germs can cause many different types of illnesses in people and animals, ranging from mild to critical illnesses and even death. Zoonosis can spread from direct contact with animals or indirectly, vector-borne or foodborne. As we know, our current situation, a battle against a pandemic, the COVID-19 virus, which has taken toll on life and creating an impact not even history can forget. The COVID-19 virus is a zoonotic virus that is transmitted through contact. On Monday, the approximately 150 partners in the One Health Plutori Hub will be silent for 2 minutes. It will be a time for our private reflection on those we know and those we don't who have suffered in the COVID-19 pandemic as well as from other endemic and emergent zoonotic diseases that blight many lives and livelihoods around the world each year. We have committed to holding this silence at midday local time wherever we are, whether in labs, offices, at home, or other locations in Asia, Europe, or elsewhere in the world. There have been more than 10 million confirmed cases of COVID-19 and over 500,000 deaths. There are other thought-provoking zoonotic statistics. For example, according to the World Health Organization, an estimated 600 million people fall ill after eating contaminated food each year, resulting in 420,000 deaths and the loss of 33 million healthy life years. It seems a good time to focus on human lives and livelihoods lost and damaged by the COVID-19, as well as the other zoonotic diseases that fail to make it into our daily news feeds. That is why, at midday on July 6, 2020, we are saying nothing for World Zoonosis Day. Thank you.
A zoonosis is any disease or infection that is naturally transmissible from vertebrate animals to humans. Zoonosis may be bacterial, viral, or parasitic, or may involve unconventional agents. Animals can sometimes appear healthy even when they are carrying germs that can make people sick depending on the disease. While petting or touching animals and through bites or scratches. Coming into contact with areas where animals live and roam. Being bitten by a tick or an insect like a mosquito or a flea. Eating or drinking contaminated food. Drinking or coming in contact with water that has been contaminated with feces from an infected animal. Although anyone can get sick from a zoonotic disease, those at a higher risk of contraction are children younger than 5, adults older than 65, people with weakened immune systems, pregnant women. Influenza A viruses are found in bats. Internal genes of bat flu viruses are compatible with human flu viruses. H17N10, H18N11 are found only in bats. Cats can be infected with influenza viruses, including avian influenza viruses, a contagious respiratory disease in dogs caused by specific type A influenza viruses H3N8 and H3N2. No human infections with canine influenza have ever been reported. A respiratory disease of pigs caused by type A influenza viruses. These viruses occur naturally among wild aquatic birds worldwide and can infect domestic poultry and other bird and animal species. All subtypes of influenza A viruses, apart from H17N10 and H18N11, can infect birds. An outbreak of one such zoonotic disease took place near the Kyasanur forest in Karnataka in 1957. The Kyasanur forest disease, also known as monkey fever, is a highly dangerous hemorrhagic fever. It is a viral disease transmitted to humans through a tick species usually found on monkeys. COVID-19 is caused by the virus SARS-CoV-2, which was believed to have started at the Huanan seafood wholesale market in Wuhan. Other types of zoonotic viruses include SARS-CoV, which was transmitted from civet cats to humans, and MERS-CoV, which was transmitted from dromedary camels to humans. Several known coronaviruses are circulating in animals. These have not yet infected humans. Always wash your hands after being around animals. Use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Prevent bites from mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas. Avoid bites and scratches from animals.
The influence of a good teacher can never be erased. So now, I invite Jayashree Miss for the Teacher's Talk.
Good morning all. Today, July 6th, we are conducting the first assembly of this month, and you all know that today is World Zoonosis Day, which is aimed to create awareness among the people about getting diseases that are spreading through animals. These diseases are called zoonotic diseases. This year, World Zoonosis Day comes amidst the global health crisis, that is coronavirus outbreak. The coronavirus infection can also be classified as a zoonotic disease. These zoonotic diseases are spread either through direct contact or through vectors, or it could be foodborne also. So, the precautions include washing hands frequently while coming in contact with animals. If it is through vectors, we can use mosquito repellents or the mosquito nets, and insect repellents also can be used. In the case of pet animals, there is a high risk of transmission of diseases to humans So in that case, we can take the pet animals to the veterinary doctor and get the vaccination done, and deworming also can be done frequently. Now, after this, during this coronavirus outbreak, we all are aware of this practice of using mask, social distancing, washing hands frequently. So it won't be difficult for us to follow this healthy and hygienic practices in order to keep away from ourselves from zoonotic diseases. With that, I would like to conclude my speech and have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you so much.
An educationist with more than 4 decades of experience in teaching, come administrative experience in India, and above all, recipient of the Rashtrapati Puraskar, who is always there to guide and support us both in academic and extracurricular activities. Now, let me invite our respected CEO sir to share a few words.
Good morning, students, parents and teachers. 6th July is observed as Zoonoses Day. Zoonosis is derived from Greek language. Zoon for animals, nosis for ailment. It's basically about the ailment of animals. And zoonotic disease is a disease transferred from animals to animals or animals to human beings or vice versa. There are many such diseases transferred from animals like rabies, Ebola, West Nile virus, anthrax, and Nipah, and probably COVID as well. It was Louis Pasteur who invented the anti-rabies medicine and administered the first dose to himself. That shows how confident he is in his medicine. Recently, another doctor in Hyderabad also did the same thing. That was a trial dose. He claims he has invented a vaccine against COVID-19. So he too administered the first dose himself. So basically the disease is transferred through bacteria, fungi or virus. So all these animals should be provided a very safe, healthy and hygienic environment. I'm sure many of you may be having pet dogs, cats at home. So ensure that they get a very healthy environment. Rabies is not a disease through bite, dog bite or cat bite, whatever. Even from their saliva, this disease can be transferred to us. So take good care and provide a very safe environment for the animals you have at home. And this day is observed to create awareness against rabies. So I'm sure all of you have got good social network. Try to create this awareness in your community and among your friend circle. I wish you all the very best. Have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you.
Now I invite Priyaga for the vote of thanks.
A very good morning to Honorable CEO Sir, teachers and my dear friends. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this day. I, on behalf of the TRIS family, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all the speakers for gracing your important work and sharing with us your findings and opinions today. I once again thank you all for participating. Thank you.